Over the past couple of months, people have been making crazy gains with crypto. And if you've been stuck on the phase of which coins should I buy right now, let me tell you, nobody has the official answer. There is none. There are 1,001 different good options. And so the best thing to do is to go about it logically. Which areas have a very high probability to stay relevant and stay exciting over the next couple of weeks or months, depending of course on how long your horizon is stretching. Focus on that and buy a few coins in every one of those sectors. But today, let me just share with you 5 coins that I've got right now that I'm extremely excited about, and I would highly suggest you guys to take these lists very seriously because I don't miss. For example, in my last top coin video, in that video just 4 days ago, I told you guys, hey, this coin is looking pretty good at 90 cents. And as you can see right now, we are at roughly $2.70. But I usually don't like to make claims about the very short term. I usually invest for a few weeks, months, or perhaps an entire cycle. And given that, even though 𝗕𝗏𝗀 has already gone for a pretty good run, you can see the performance over the past day or so, it's been pretty exponential. I don't think that run is over. And at 24 million market cap, it really is not that high. Everything in the AI sector, as you guys know, I'm extremely excited about because I think it has the easiest to understand gain potential. Everybody just knows AI is such a hyped up term, and so it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Most of these projects, I think, will end up over the next few weeks in the $200, $500 million market cap range, so I'd definitely not be satisfied with 𝗕𝗏𝗀 not even doing a 10x yet. Now, at the same time, I keep seeing people talk about meme coins. Which one are you buying? Which one are we going for? And my answer is, I've got various meme coins, I've got good chunks of them, but for a top altcoin list, it's not something I would quickly talk about. But I'm more so like, this is for example, my Fetch trade that I was talking about in that same top coin video, and you can see Fetch is again just up and up and up. I think the price I bought it at, if I can extrapolate, is like $1.04 or so, and right now it's sitting at $1.90. And yes, you could make those gains with meme coins, but meme coins, it's all a matter of, well, is there enough hype? And I like it more when there's an underlying reason for these things to go up. And like I said, the AI sector is my favorite. Fetch, I have a good holding into, and you can see it is up 6% again today. Yesterday, I told you guys, man, probably will keep running. And people said, Dusty, it's gone up too much as the price is up roughly 250% in a month. My answer to that is, in bull market times, the biggest regret I've ever got is from the previous bull run where I just kept only Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. I didn't really go crazy. And now in hindsight, all I had to do to make so much more gains is, first of all, try to invest in more projects early, but most importantly, just go for my gut feeling of buying whatever's hot instead of buying what only works from the fundamentals. And like I said, in the AI sector, Fetch and SingularityNet are 2 of the hottest projects out there. And from my perspective, it just makes sense from these things to keep running, and so I keep going for them. It just makes sense to me. A little side note, this is not a top coin, but one thing a lot of people do in bull markets as well is they look for coins that are down a lot and they buy those waiting for another leg upwards. For example, SUI here is down a significant amount today, significant amount this week. What some people do is they like to buy the dip from major altcoins because in a bull market, they will mostly just turn back around. And so if you get yourself a juicy discount, yeah, that could be pretty profitable over the next few days or weeks. But as a number 4, I will not tell you one specific coin. I'll tell you a sector that is going to be really hot for the next few days. And if you really do things quite diligently, I think you'll make a ton of money. And there's actually 2 options that I've got for you. Option number 1 is focus really hard on everything Blast related. Since Blast is the layer 2 that just launched on Ethereum and everybody's excited about it, many of the altcoins, the meme coins and stuff, will do well for the next few days. And so if you pick up a lot of them, there's a good chance that 1 or 2 are going to run. You can definitely get a good yield on it. But also just new projects launching on Blast. That's again where we get back to the try to buy projects that have not even launched yet or that have just launched. in the about an hour or so in. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏, for example, just launched very, very recently. You can see how the price did. You have to know what you're buying though, but very often there is still potential if you buy either a few hours in or sometimes 2 or 3 weeks in, depending of course what the investors look like. Those can still do massive numbers. For example, Portal, I don't even want to show it because I kind of dislike what they did to me. That's besides the point. I think we'll go down for a little bit here, but over a longer term, I think we'll do really, really well as some of the early investors are shaken out. And talking about coins launching soon, one of the ones that's launching very, very shortly here over on Uniswap is called Alvara. It's just the first one that I noticed here that's launching. And I always try to get into these opportunities, not only because I like the people behind it here, but most importantly because they're trying something new. And if it works, I think it will do really well. And the guys behind it usually make projects do really well. But hey, anyway, like I was saying, so my coin 4 still, right? Like I just said about the Blast. I think a lot of Blast things are going to do really, really well for the next few weeks. I mean, right now, if you type Blast ecosystem, there's not really too much in it. Everything that I'm seeing here is probably garbage. Maybe not, but I do believe so. There's not even market cap showing up. There's nothing really attached to it. Over the next few weeks, though, many very hyped up projects will be launching on Blast. If you can get in, many of them will do well. I'm not saying Blast is the next big thing forever. I think the hype is going to draw down a little bit shortly, but I know a lot of projects are building on Blast and they do have the right people behind them to make it big. So it's definitely not something to sleep on, but I cannot give you any specific coin. It's just the sector because it's new. It just launched 2 days ago, I think. There's going to be some projects on there that go like times 10, times 100, times 1,000. And so it's worth it to just be more involved with it. So perhaps you can snap up some juicy cheap coins. And now a lot of you guys are sometimes in the comment section saying, Dusty, give me a coin that I can buy everywhere that's not so difficult to find. If I had to say one that I've gotten a lot of recently that I think could still do really well, it's Beam. For example, they just launched one of their first games, and I think since that was so successful, over the next few months, they'll be launching more and more extremely successful ventures and projects, which will just keep coming back into Beam. They've gotten massive amounts of money to keep it up. But if some of you guys don't like the idea that it's already $1.8 billion strong, it's a massive project, one that is significantly smaller, that I'm also extremely excited about for the next few months. I know these guys have so much money laying around that they've not used to the fullest of their ability. I think this one can really, really run. And so I've got a good amount of money riding on this one because I don't want to spill all the beans just quite yet, but let me just say that I think with the way these guys have structured themselves, massive gains will be flowing in. That's all I'll say for right now. I'm just saying I like the entire sector of AR, VR, AI, and on the side gaming. These guys have kind of bundled it all up in one. I think the narrative is nice and bullish, so I go for it. It's just that simple. My main buys, as I was making a TikTok about it, was at like 3 cents, so it's already up 50% from there. But in bull markets, I don't really consider what it's done in the recent past. It's about what it can do in the near future. Similarly with stacks. So one new thing that I think a lot of you guys will find really exciting is stacks/runes. It's just the new standard, new things on Bitcoin, new things around Bitcoin as the halving approaches closer and closer. I said I would do 5 projects, but I get hyped up and I really want to tell you guys about everything I'm excited about because my probability of success, I think, is 99.9%. The only question is, will it be better than another strategy that I could have chosen? And the answer always is there's good and bad sides to every single thing you choose. But with stacks, for example, I don't see a world where it doesn't just keep on gaining over time, because the way they've set themselves up is just they've set themselves up for success. The only problem is, how much will the gains be looking like? Will it just be, doubling from here? And that's basically one of the highest points. Or can it still do an easy 4x before starting to get a little bit tight? I mean, it's already so massive, but the rewards for staking, you now have those new liquid staking protocols, are pretty nice. I'm also farming some airdrops for stacks. And with runes coming up, that might actually be another massive thing for stacks, but story for a different day. As that rolls along, I'll keep you guys in the loop, don't worry about it. And getting back to it, I understand a lot of you guys must be thinking, Dusty, tell us the next freaking meme. But the problem with meme coins is, ladies and gentlemen, that it's so volatile. So there's none that's necessarily better than the other. It's just about which all of a sudden pulls in the right narrative and which ecosystem is pumping. If Ethereum is pumping a lot, better for Ethereum meme coins. Solana's pumping a lot, better for Solana meme coins. Blast and the ecosystem is flourishing, better for Blast meme coins, and so forward. If one meme coin is pumping, usually it flows over into other meme coins, which we've seen for the last couple of days. And I expect that it's going to roll over into smaller and smaller meme coins, but I talked about that more over on Twitter. Sometimes I share whenever I'm buying something. Today I bought another meme coin, for example. Let me see how that one is doing. I would say not too bad. Definitely not too bad from where I bought. From where I talked about it, not doing amazing. But hey, that's the spirit of meme coin, right? I hope that I wake up tomorrow, the day afterwards, and it's ×5. You know what's also funny about the meme coin space? If you're in it deep, at some point you're going to come across a couple of people that tell you about projects that are still relatively low. Unfortunately, I don't have the right context to buy at like the second one. It would be nice if I had somebody that could tell me like, hey, this we're going to launch soon. I don't really have that too much. But they tell you still, I'd say, pretty early, maybe a couple million only. And very often when they talk about it, it does do really well over time. I don't talk about it too much because it's so risky and I don't like to impose those risks upon others because it's just, I don't want to say the word for it, but it's like flipping a freaking coin. But a very trusted person told me this one again, so I'm like, let's go for it. Let's try it out. And it's the season for it, so meme coins are pretty funny, but I don't have a top list. I could make one for you in terms of how much I hold in each one. Just today, I was looking at the DOGE that I've been holding for so many years now. I think I've been holding a stash for 7 years or so. It's done really, really well. I've looked at my Shiba Inu today, which is funny. I noticed some BONK that I kind of forgot about. I still have the BONK on my Solana phone as well. But hey, those are just a couple of coins I'm looking into right now that I'm really interested in. I think all the ones I mentioned today will still do really well over time. Don't look at this video and think, hey, these coins are not up tomorrow because Bitcoin corrected or something bad. No, see it from the perspective of a few months, a little bit over time, and just if the narrative stays the same, these things will do well. If the narrative stays neutral, these things will do well. It's only if Bitcoin starts to go down a lot, or if OpenAI, for example, gets caught in a massive scandal and NVIDIA just starts going to zero. This might not be too juicy. But for right now, this is hot. And I'm going for it because I like to go for hype more over fundamentals in a market like this. But yeah, that's just me.